Hello everyone! So, I saw Infinity War on Mother's Day, so it's not that fresh in my mind, but, well, doesn't have to be for this video. Here's why Thanos is an idiot in Infinity War. Oh yeah, major and minor spoilers, and a lot of things. And a few rants. But yeah. Here I've got Maddie, who... Maddie, why do you never want to be on the futon? You slept on this thing for like an entire year. That dog. So, let's start off with something minor. Thanos' collection of the gems. Already, Thanos is losing points because... at the beginning of the movie, we see him having the Space Stone. Now, the Space Stone, well, it can be used how he uses it. For wormholes, yeah, that's not just what it's used for. It's also used to control distance. It is the gem of space. Distance, emptiness. You know where the reality gem, time gem, mind gem are Thanos. I thought, wait, what about the other? And then I remembered he had two of them and didn't know where one was, so yeah. You can just set the distance between you and them to 0 and take the gems. Gain half the power of the universe all at once. And all that's left is the Soul Stone, which, yeah. So, Thanos is losing points right out of the gate. Next, let's get into spoilerier territory. With Gamora. If you've seen the movie, you know how this goes. Thanos... basically. Red Skull shows up for no reason. Also, if you're talking with anyone, Red Skull doesn't count as a spoiler. It could have been literally anyone. It could have been Oprah, Mr. Bean, Tony Stark himself, and it wouldn't have made a goddamn difference. They just had Red Skull because reasons. Yeah, I don't get it either. But yeah, Red Skull says, you need to throw something you love in the pit. Gamora says, ha! Joke's up, ha! Suck it. Thanos gives her the puppy dog eyes. Gamora says, oh shit. And she gets tossed down the pit. So, why is Thanos an idiot here? Well, simply put, he has the Soul Stone. He has the reality and time stones. Why doesn't he recreate her? Sure, the Soul Stone wasn't exactly explained all that well. So, yeah. Maybe he can't exactly duplicate or resurrect her that way, but Time Stone! Replace the one you tossed down the pit with a temporal duplicate. You have omnipotence, Thanos. Use it! My god. It seems like every villain in media is automatically handicapped by being evil. And it's almost like absolutely no character in fiction has the magical gift of common sense. Which leads me to the next thing. Thanos, if the problem was resources, you have omnipotence. Reality is your bitch. Physics and reality are your bitch, thanks to having the time, reality, and space stones. Why is it that you kill off half the universe? The only limits are literally your imagination. Sure, that is limited, but you have the Mind Stone. Expand it. Work on yourself, Thanos. Just make the resources infinite. It's like you have a chocolate bar. Your friend says, "Do you want one?" "Oh, hey, can I have some?" Having the Infinity Gauntlet is like being able to just summon up a chocolate factory so you both can have as much as you want and then get diabetes. But Thanos' approach was slit your friend's throat. So you can have all the chocolate to yourself. Because Thanos is a fucking idiot. Next, Thanos, why did you throw away your armor? Seriously. The Power Stone only applies to the ability to hit hard. Heard. Why were you throwing away your armor? That shit looked expensive. And useful. Sure, that might have been heavy, but, you know, you're 10 feet tall, well, ripped, and, you know, have the Space Stone. You can just have it lightly hovering, meaning there's no weight. What if, say, Thor goes for the head? What's that? Yeah. Next, let's talk about the wiping of half the universe. And all of the ramifications. Let's start with his plan. Kill off half the universe so that the other half will have, well, the same amount of resources distributed among half as many. And, thus, demand goes down, but the supply stays the same. Except... sorry, Thanny boy. Hey... you may have caused a lot more damage. You see, not... well, let's start with the more esoteric one. How do you define species? Because that's his plan. Have every species. Now, this might sound like a dumb question, but turns out it's actually kind of complicated. How do you define species? Is it through evolutionary relationships? Is it through their evolutionary niche? Is it that they can produce viable offspring? Is it morphological characteristics? Is it just collective agreement? Or what? This is kind of important, Thanos, considering, well, this is kind of an important thing. Did I just say important because it's an important thing? Whatever. I don't script these videos. I'm rambling and I can't edit them, so this is all one take. Though I think it'd go smoother if someone would still be with me. Looking at you, Maddie, even though you're, like, behind a wall. Or are you over there? Whatever. But yeah. As well, species have quite the interaction between each other. And reproduce at different rates. There's mutualism, there's parasitism, commensalism, you know, all that stuff you learned in 4th grade or so. Oh. On top of predation. Now, most macrocellular macrocellular organisms like us have these sorts of symbiosis without realizing it. It's not like a dog where we'd hunt together and pool our best traits. Well, we do have that, and a lot of other species do. We also have, well, bacteria living in our guts, which break down food for their own nutrition, but produce vitamins and proteins and whatnot that... Yeah. Nice one, asshole. But produce things that our bodies can't, so we can stay healthy. Thanos, you could have just done a lot of damage to ecosystems beyond halving it. And plus, well, also, yeah, you're throwing ecosystems out of whack. Okay? By killing them off like that with no... yeah. And, well, some species are in pretty much perfect balance. And most specialists, well, stick to their own. They can't exist outside a certain area. Unlike humans, which can exist pretty much fucking everywhere. Specialists... well, they need very specific heat ranges, humidity, food, etc. So they are under intense regulation in terms of population size. It can't vary much. Halving it is gonna do a lot of damage. Expect me to say a lot of damage like I'm in a fucking flex tape commercial. So... yeah. As well, you are pretty much doing damage from what's happening that very moment. You gave no preparation, so say someone's doing something important that's keeping someone else alive. You wipe them from existence, boom, that other person dies too. Half the universe was dusted, like they're in Undertale. Well, a lot more people are gonna die from the results of this. There's gonna be mass panic on top of the economic damage you've done. Like, we see T'Challa, the Black Panther and leader of Wakanda, die. As anyone who's seen MatPat's video on the Death Star would know, that is not good for an economy. But, hell, just the simple tweet, just I think it was two news organizations accidentally reported on a tweet saying Obama had been injured. Stock actually took like 1% dip. And that might not sound like much, but it's stock. That is a metric shitload of money. All because, for a single minute, a pair of news organizations said our leader, who doesn't actually have that much power, was injured. Yeah. But full-on confirmation that your leader, your sovereign leader, who might not have a close... Actually, I don't remember Black Panther well enough to say that next part. Whatever. Who has the power of the last heart-shaped herb in his system. He would be the last one. He would die. Confirmation that he died is going to do a lot of damage, especially considering, well, you need strong leadership to become part of the international trading market. Distributing vibranium, your technology, and importing other things other countries have. Like resources, their tech. Hell, I'm pretty sure Tony Stark himself well, has tech pretty comparable to theirs, and would just be able to tinker away at their stuff to make pretty much the ultimate weapons. Sorry, my neck's been itchy for like the past 2 weeks. So, yeah. Then let's move on to what Thanos had done previously, wiping out half the sentient population of other worlds. Actually, first let's go on to reproduction rates. Not all species reproduce the same. So to get back to stabilizing situations, humans would probably take a few decades. And then certain species would, well, take centuries, given mating rituals, if they don't just go extinct from this. The population doesn't fluctuate much in those, given the time it takes to get the resources for reproduction. Yeah. Then, the cutting off point, or reproductive limitations of some. And then there's bacteria, who would probably reach their previous population in, I don't know, a year. And that is probably a few trillion. Yeah, you're gonna throw a lot of things out of whack. Killing off major keystone species because, well, while you did regulate the biological factors, you didn't regulate the abiotic, whatever. Let's get you all excited there, Matty Cakes. So, yeah. Now let's go on to previous Thanos shenanigans. Thanos, well, he killed off half the population on planets like Gamora's and later Asgard, Earth's ship. Well, he claims he wiped out half of Asgard, but he blew up their ship. He wiped them out. Also, I'll get into a plot hole later. And then I'll get back to the complete disregard for for people, well, that, and what they do in a second, but whatever. He wiped out half of many species, which I'm willing to bet, just for the resource gain they had, didn't really increase all that much. Maybe a little bit. 15% at most, let's say. Thanos, considering you haven't exactly been proving yourself that competent as of late, I'm just gonna assume you wiped out half of them again. That's not gonna gain anything. That's just gonna induce more trauma and chaos. Nice. Jesus, Thanos sucks at what he does. First there's Dormammu, who wants to take over the multiverse, which is infinite, so good luck, buddy. Then there's Loki, who wants the throne of Asgard, even though he's probably gonna get overthrown in like a week. Eek. Then there's the Dark Elves, who wanted to wipe out existence for some fucking reason. I guess they're all Dursite Prospidians. And there's Thanos, who could do literally fucking anything, but he decides to go with the worst fucking plan imaginable. My God. It's almost like evil's handicapped from the get-go. Which is the one time I want realism. Evil. Hey, evil wins all the fucking time here. Her. Just look at our history. The guy who invented legalism? He died of old age. And was given the biggest tomb in human history, as far as I can tell. Was that the case? Not important. But yeah, back to the Thanos. And how he's an idiot. Then they're wiping out people. With half the human population gone, there'd be a lot of chaos. Just tons of everyone going nuts. Cults starting, predicting the end of time. Well, the end times. People thinking it's the rapture. The economy would just fucking collapse. Hell, this would probably lead to a collapse of both civilized cores. I'm willing to bet, like, 1.2 of you know what the fuck that means. Basically, the East and the West. During cultures. And then there's just everything. Then there's villains who didn't die versus heroes who've been pretty fucking handicapped with a lot of deaths, as well as emotionally traumatized, and probably had a lot of supporting people in their lives, be it friends and family or people who worked for them, just dead. And on top of that, a ton of other people dying. Honestly, this whole plan is a nightmarish shit show of idiocy. Thanos, you're trying to save the universe. You need to put some thought into it. Hell, they lost just a pretty damn powerful hero, Vision, and thus they lost the Mind Stone. I shouldn't have shown you that. Whatever. Also, can I rant about the Mind Stone? In Age of Ultron, it was shown to be about the size of the other gems, maybe smaller. Why the fuck is it the centerpiece gem that's like 6 inches across in the gauntlet? Answer me that. Seriously, only the Soul Stone should have gone there. It was like that in the comics, and it's the only gem we hadn't seen. There's no way the Tesseract would be in there. We'd notice. The Power Stone we saw. The Aether... well, there's no story reason it would be there. Time Stone, maybe. Honestly, Thanos, why are you... oh, is that the case? And actually, let's get back to Asgard for a second. The guy at Nidavellir said, "Hey, Thor, Thanos wiped us out after all of us for some fucking reason. Out after we made him his gauntlet." I'm talking like this is very recent. Even though Thanos had his gauntlet at about the Age of Ultron movie, which was about 2 years prior. And given we're playing fast and loose with physics, I doubt relativity's getting factored into this. So, since he also said Asgard was under his protection, where the fuck was Asgard? They weren't blown up. Surtur didn't annihilate them by then. This wasn't during Hela's short reign. No. Hell, I'm pretty sure that Odin was probably still in power about this time. Where was he? He and the other Asgardians. Hell, why didn't they call him while they were making the gauntlet? Hey, this guy who's wanting to wipe out half the universe is asking us to make him something that'll be able to handle, well, literally the entire fucking universe. And he's probably gonna kill a lot of us if we don't make him this glove. You mind, showing up? He seems kinda dangerous. Yeah, we're making him the gauntlet. He's gonna wipe us out if we don't. But, well, he's still kind of violent, and he's got a bunch of asshole kids. So, you mind? Honestly, I'm surprised no one's ever brought this up, as far as I can tell. No one said, where were the Asgardians? Am I the only one who understands time? Yeah. Actually, hilariously enough, one of the few ways Thanos got the gem in both the comics and the movie was when he got the reality gem, which was yellow in comics and red in the movie. I should stop showing you that. He got it from the Collector. In the movie, he had it, and the Aether was a gem, somehow. Guess he used the Space Stone for that. At a guess. In the comics, it was a bit funnier. He actually got the Space Stone from, which was purple, from, well, a being known as the Runner, another Guardian of the Universe. Actually, all but the Soul Stone was with Elders of the Universe. Basically, last of their kind, super powerful, one-dimensional characters. The Runner likes to run. The Grand Master is a gamer, or who likes to gamble, etc. I wonder if in the next reboot they're gonna make the Grand Master a weeaboo. But yeah, Thanos had the time gem from the gardener, which he actually used the Power Stone to make the gardener's garden kill him in the most horrifying way I've ever seen. Drawn. That was fucking freaky. No, I don't have an image of it. I can't edit. But yeah, he used the time gem to age the Runner a million years, and then de-age him back into a baby. He took the Space Stone, and, well, the Collector likes to collect rare things. He didn't know what the reality gem was. Why do I keep showing you that? He warped in, said, hey, you know that cool rock you have? I want it. I'll trade you a fucking baby who's the last of his kind for it. Collector said, sure, here you go. Now give me I will gladly buy my friend and put him in my collection. He learned it was reality stone. I'm an idiot! And Thanos' baby euthification of the Runner was temporary. So, of course, when the Runner woke up, turned into an adult, he took the collector and he beat the ever-living shit out of him. Were it not for the fact that they were immortal, he probably would have beaten him to death. Or broken open the containment units for his rare stuff and slashed his throat with the glass. Oh. Good times. But, yeah. I honestly am kind of disappointed we never got to see the power or reality stones being acquired. I mean, Thanos just decimating the Nova Corps would be awesome. He'd be like, hey, my idiot friend, hey, my idiot second in command, and try to use the Power Stone to wipe you all out. Because he's an idiot. Here comes Thanos! Those bitches! I imagine he cracked... that because he can't touch the Power Stone, he cracked the orb open and put the gem in it like an egg. And the Reality Stone, I would have loved to see that. And now he turned the Aether into the Reality Gem. Well. See ya and mind your own business.